In both sales and dating, building genuine connections quickly can be the difference between success and rejection. Welcome to Love is Sandler. Today we're exploring the art of bonding and rapport and how the Sandler techniques of reversing an equal business stature can transform your conversations. Joining me today is one of our relationship building pros who's mastered the art of creating instant connections. Nando, welcome.
Hey, Jubes. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining. So let's kick things off. What's the secret to starting meaningful conversations right away?
Let's try to split it into sales and dating. I'm just going to start with sales. Starting a conversation is just having your own voice, first and foremost. Try not to sound so robotic or forced. Just be yourself within your own limits of the conversation that you're trying to have. Bring curiosity to the conversation, not just getting to it directly. And when it comes to dating, you just start with an opener, random question, and then you start building from there. I think it's the curiosity factor in there.
Show them that you're really curious.
Yeah, that you're actually interested in
Yeah.
in listening to what they have to say.
Yeah, definitely. Can you share a moment where you built a strong connection with someone, whether it was a prospect or a date?
When it comes to sales, I think one of my best connections that I had was a lady that told me that she was, trying to help out with the whole California situation with the fires and whatnot. She told me like, hey, this is the worst time you could ever call me. But then, I did some active listening. I felt empathy of the situation, of course, and then I to have just a full conversation in regards to the current California situation. Not even looking to talk about business or anything, but actually building that rapport and genuinely caring for what she had to say about it. And we had like a 20-minute conversation from there. Even though I didn't get anything, I believe that there was something far more valuable. For dating, I think chemistry is very important. I would say it was a group conversation, but I felt that we had a lot of things in common. So I think that factor is always key. Even if you don't have the chemistry from the beginning, you have to do some active listening and start the conversation from something that engages the other person instead of.
Yeah, definitely. What about a time when failing to establish rapport led to a missed opportunity?
I think the same concept applied to me from sales and dating. It was on the early days back when I was younger, both starting my professional career in sales and when I was way younger and started dating. I think the first mistake that people make in general is trying to sell yourself, trying to make yourself look interesting and
Yeah.
you're
Over
kind of selling
impressing them.
yourself.
Hmm.
Yes. And that's one of the the worst mistakes you can make. You don't have to sell yourself. The conversation goes as you lead it. Just having your own voice, putting your own personality into it, but also keeping in mind to show that you're listening to what they are saying and you engage the conversation from there. I know that I'm mentioning active listening all the time, but it's actually very, very important in both senses.
Yeah. And even like that woman from California, like she might have a bad experience with a future prospect and be like, remember your conversation with her and be like, there's this really great sales guy who was
Oh,
trying to sell me, but he cared.
definitely left the door open for me. She told me like we can definitely talk at another time in the context that you were calling me for. The fact that I actually listened to her and we had a meaningful conversation there.
Yeah. That's great. One of the most famous techniques we're known for here at Sandler is reversing, which is when you answer a question with a question. How do you use that technique to keep conversations engaging and uncover deeper insights?
One of the most common cases when it comes to sales is prospects always ask about budgeting. It's actually a really good question. It's a fair question. So in the way that you reverse it is that you say, okay, yeah, that's actually a very good question. It sounds like pricing is very important to you. What are you comparing it to? Now I'm having an open-ended question, and the prospect will give me more information, the pricing. So that's a way of reversing right there. In dating, it applies to the same thing. Like, hey, what do you like to do on the weekends? Same thing. Hey, it seems like weekends are very important to you. What do you like to do actually?
Yeah,
So
dive deeper
it's kind
with
of
the
the same
question.
principle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another mindset a lot of salespeople and honestly people in general can be missing is equal business stature. It reminds us to approach every interaction as equals. How has that mindset helped you in both professional and personal relationships?
I think it has definitely changed the game for me. It's one of the things that I value the most
Hmm.
from Sandler. There are many occasions in which the prospect starts like giving too many objections or complaints about anything. Then you realize that you don't have to be as passive. You have to put yourself on equal ground. So you say, "Hey, John, it seems like this is not for you. What's making you feel the other way?"
Hmm.
So I'm already saying, okay, this might not work for us. I'm putting myself out there, not trying to be passive and say, no, yeah, you're right. Let me just try to close the sale in whichever way I can. No, not really. Not all prospects are for you. So
Yeah.
you have to have that mindset before the call, knowing that sometimes you can help, other times you cannot. When it comes to dating, it's rather normal to have discussions with a partner or somebody you are in a relationship with. You don't have to focus on the problem. You can focus in general what's going on behind curtains. Like if
Hmm.
we're having a discussion, I say, hey, are you okay? What's going on? I know this might be a problem, but it's not really what's triggering you. What is it? Now you're exploring more and you're showing deep care
Yeah.
about the person.
Love that. Okay, so what's one simple way our listeners can start applying these techniques today, whether they're on a sales call or on a first date?
You can definitely apply to both. What I would recommend is don't push it. Just go little by little, step by step. Sales and dating is not really about selling yourself, but actually trying to be interesting in a way that doesn't sound or looks forced.
Yeah.
So just go little by little, practice some of the concepts into your daily conversations and try to do some self-reflection, self-evaluation, but don't go all the way through. There are many elements, many things that go into the theory. Practice is the best, but take it easy. Just go slow, step by step. Don't push it, don't force it.
Yeah.
It comes with time. All it matters is practice and self-reflection.
Staying authentic to yourself as well, for
Yeah.
sure. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope our listeners got some good insights from Nando. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you guys. Appreciate the time. It's been interesting to share some knowledge and past experiences, of course. Anytime.
Rapport is not about trying to impress. It's about showing up as your authentic self and staying curious. What's the best tip you've ever learned from building instant connections? Share it in the comments below. We would love to hear them. If you haven't already checked out the link in our bio or description, make sure to follow it. We have a bunch of goodies, upcoming events, and free items for you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.